All right, chat. I have a new video. A piece of candy. It's another Aamon animation. Now, chat, this is what's known as art. All right? This is what's known as art. I don't want to see any of you criticizing this as anything else than art. All right? All right? Aamon Animations is a world-class storyteller, animator. Thank you, Mikey Bear, for the 5-tier ones. You're the best. Don't you dare. You better enjoy this. It's mandatory.
Thank you very much. Oh, that is a wonderful greeting. I appreciate that. There's this meme. Is this a meme, kids? I think this is a meme. I hear it all the time. Happy wife, happy life, which, you know, it sounds so sweet, but it's really
Little
a threat.
brownie. Thank you for the 5 gifties as well. For the 3.
It's a nice life you got there. Shame if anything would have happened to it. So I think you do want to go to the store and pick up those items, don't you? I thought you did.
Aamon is a
4
genius.
American adults have not had any sex in the past year, and you thought California was in a drought. The question is why? Why this sex drought? Well, I think the answer might be that men are such pussies now that actual pussies want nothing to do with them. Women have come a long way, baby. But maybe in this one way, you're a victim of your own success. You can win the battle and lose the war if you harangue men into becoming less like us and more like you, and end up with someone you have absolutely no desire to fuck. And that's not good for either of the 71 genders we now have. I should have given a trigger warning. You know the reason why advertisers in this country love the 18 to 34 demographic? Because it's the most gullible. Yeah. A third of people under 35 say they're in favor of abolishing the police, not defunding, but doing away with a police force altogether, which is less of a policy position and more of a leg tattoo. So when you say, you're old, you don't get it, get what? Abolish the police and the border patrol and capitalism and cancel Lincoln? No, I get it. The problem isn't that I don't get what you're saying or that I'm old. The problem is that your ideas are stupid.
I fucking love Aamon so much.
You think someone 80 is hopeless because they can't use an iPhone? Maybe the one who's hopeless is the one who can't stop using it.
By the way, the baby boomer generation, mine's completely warped by Facebook. Red wine terror.
People sometimes say to me, you know, you didn't used to make fun of the left as much. Yeah, because they didn't give me so much to work with. The oath of office I took was to comedy. And if you do goofy shit, wherever you are on the spectrum, I'm going to make fun of you because that's where the gold is. And the fact that they are laughing at it should tell you something. It rings true. Trigger warning. The 71 genders we now have. Let's get this straight. It's not me who's changed. It's the left, who is now made up of a small contingent who've gone mental, and a large contingent who refuse to call them out for it. But I will. That's why I'm a hero at Fox these days. Which shows just how much liberals have their head up their ass, because if they really thought about it, they would have made me a hero on their media. It's not my fault that the party of FDR and JFK is turning into the party of LOL and WTF. If something about the human race is changing at a previously unprecedented rate, we have to at least discuss it. Broken down over time, the LGBT population of America seems to be roughly doubling every generation. If this spike in trans children is all natural, why is it regional? Either Ohio is shaming them or California is creating them.
You thought I gotta debunk this because this is a point that somebody might find compelling. Let me just help you understand. Gender is a social construct. So as the social construct, the constrictions loosen and people have more choices on a spectrum on how they're going to present themselves, more people are going to take advantage of that who previously would have just lived feeling some sort of ununderstood dysphoria with who they were and their presentation. Now people are more in touch with their sexuality. A lot more people are comfortable admitting they have bisexual urges, as an example, or pansexual urges. We've known it's not what people present themselves, it's about their desires. And we've known that a significant portion of the population had bisexual tendencies for a long fucking time. Called the Kinsey reports. So I don't know, Bill Maher, even liberals used to know this shit. Like, what is Bill talking about? This shit is from the 60s. And yes, they're shaming them in Ohio.
It's like that day we suddenly all needed bottled water all the time. And if you're a man who wants to experience life without a pair of balls, you do not have to get surgery. You can get married.
Bill's never been married, I'm pretty sure, right? The joke doesn't hit as much when you're alone at 70.
The left has made it impossible to say the N-word any longer. That's disgusting. It's a farce. It's the only word that you can't say in the English language.
Hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. It took me some time to make due to me helping my friend Amy Lark with her extremely advanced VTuber Twitch channel. Be sure to check her out if you haven't already. I will be doing my own Twitch content in the next few weeks. But anyway, I would like to thank my incredibly patient patrons. In particular, let me thank the following: DMC, Caroline, Nikita Magay, Atres Kokoa, Andre Cajon.
Obviously, everybody
Eric
follow
Sheldon,
Aamon. Amon's going to be a superstar whenever he starts streaming, I'm sure.
Kevin Clack, Devin Papal, Deuce, AS, Sean Vidka, Jacob Taylor, Palatine Moore, Matt Petit, Juice Squad, Uncle Dave, Christopher A. Butler, Alfred Jeremko Young, Sebastian DiNatale, Dennis, Barncat Blues, Adam, Nathan Ross, Venus Bloodflow, Kalpa X, Luis Dosher, Nabil Mosoud,
Look
Mr.
how many
Bear, Nathan
Hassan
Lax,
pictures
Hunter
in the wall.
Fernandez,
Come
Peter S,
on!
Matt, Nicholas Carlson, Noms Chomsky, Duchess
pandering.
Evie, Alvaro Garcia, Joseph
pandering.
Valorant, Janiera,
Not
author
fair,
of
Chad, I'm
Raven's
jelly.
Dream and Amelia's Nightmare, and SC.
Put one small picture of
That
me
is
somewhere,
SE.
Aamon, please.
Thank you all yet again. Farewell.
Aamon is truly the fucking best, man. What a creator. Subscribed and notification bell on. You can't be more of a simp than me. I want to show you something because it's based. Republicans are getting depressed about John Fetterman. They think Dr. Oz sucks and can't be John Fetterman. They have buyer's remorse. This is so fucking based. We're gonna have some feel goods chat, all right? All right? Let's have some uplift.
It's pretty obvious that Dr. Oz in his general election campaign against John Fetterman is off to a very rocky start, and I think it's because he is running a terrible campaign. Now, it's one thing for a leftist like me to say that, but it's another thing for Republicans to say that
We're
very
almost at
same
level
thing.
5 hype,
And that
chat.
is indeed what they
Let's
are
fucking
saying,
go.
because they are essentially vocalizing now that Dr. Oz is a terrible candidate, and they are losing
And we're close
hope.
to 4690 subs, chat. Come on. 4690 subs. Let's fucking go.
as time goes on. So as Holly Otterbein of Politico explains, Mehmet Oz is trailing in polls. A key Republican has yet to endorse him since the celebrity doctor won the GOP nomination for Pennsylvania Senate more than a month ago. And Oz has gone dark on the airwaves since May 21st, even as his Democratic rival John Fetterman burnishes his brand on TV as a political outsider and paints Oz as a carpetbagger from New Jersey. This is not the general election kickoff in a pivotal Senate race that Republicans were hoping for. Quote, I don't have much confidence in their campaign, said Arnie McClure, chair of the Huntington County Republican Party. He said he's been in contact with Oz's team but hasn't received answers to multiple queries. Oz came in a distant third in my county, so I called them up and said, you need to talk to our people to change their mind and our mind, and I'll help you do that. And I don't even hear back. What the hell? Quote, a lot of people in the GOP...
Now, the difference between that is, in John Fetterman's case, he visited every single county in Pennsylvania. John Fetterman won every county in Pennsylvania. I'll repeat that. The Democratic primary, which had two major contenders, like three contenders that had serious national support and money, John Fetterman won every single county from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia, from Berks to Forest, from Erie to Center. John Fetterman won every fucking county. He destroyed. So this is one of John Fetterman's very strong. This is one of his tactics is he knows he's not going to win bumblefuck Pennsylvania. But if he can drive down the margin so it's, 60-40 instead of 80-20 and then perform as well in the major cities as the standard Democrat, a Republican can't win. A Republican cannot win if John Fetterman is making inroads all over those rural counties. And they're very difficult to campaign. So if you're losing those rural votes, it's tough to get them back. And the GOP doesn't like to be on defense. They want to be on offense in the suburbs. So if you have the GOP knocked back and out of the suburbs, they're fucked. They're really fucked. And that's also going to help the Democrats down ballot. I think John Fetterman is probably one of the linchpins. If our country doesn't collapse, John Fetterman is literally one of the reasons why. He is like the safety net holding up Pennsylvania.
The establishment and local Pennsylvania GOP underestimate Fetterman.
Reddit thinks his assault weapon ban stance will screw him. No. Because Oz just doesn't have enough pool. And the NRA is not unlimited resourced. I don't think, I'll be quite honest with you, that any Democrat can run and is not going to be savage for, like, if you're trying to be soft on guns, it doesn't fucking matter at this point. People that care about gun rights vote Republican. That's it. There's no being soft. It doesn't work. So, like, just being like a soft NRA sycophant doesn't work as a Democrat anymore. It just doesn't.
Sean Parnell, a former Republican Senate candidate who dropped out of the 2022 race amid a child custody battle in which his estranged wife alleged abuse. This is a guy that has on the left what Donald Trump has on the right. He's got a very strong populist appeal that doesn't just appeal to base Democrats. So think about how arrogant Dr. Oz's team is being. You have people in some counties saying, you're not winning over support. You came in third. You need our help. Let me help you. And Dr. Oz isn't responding to calls. This tells me that he's not running a serious campaign, also, or he's just very...
Of course, white Redditors who are like, I want to have my AR-15. Bro, if you touched a black rifle more than another person, you're probably a Redditor.
Arrogant. This reminds me of Hillary Clinton in 2016 not going to Michigan, just expecting to win that state by default because Democrats win that state. And there's a lot of other parallels, not to invoke Hillary Clinton arbitrarily, but there's a lot of other parallels between Dr. Oz's 2022 Senate campaign and Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign. So first of all, he is overall net unfavorable. Second of all, his team is basically just running a Fetterman bad campaign where they don't affirmatively make the case for themselves. Rather, they just hyper-focus on their opponent. And also, they're blaming a divisive primary for low numbers, saying, oh, well, it was really divisive. There were attacks against us and whatnot. So, it's just going to take some time for us to unify. But make no mistake about it, we are indeed unified. Except you're not really helping to unify the GOP, and that's good, by the way. I'm not complaining. I hope that he continues to fumble and, mess up, but he's not doing anything to unify the GOP. If people in your party are saying you came in third in our county, let me help you, and you're ignoring their calls. Now, Fetterman, on the other hand, seems to have a two-pronged approach to his campaign. First and foremost, he's focused heavily on policy. And second of all, he is going out of his way to clown on Dr. Oz at every opportunity he gets. So this, for example, is a video that he has pinned to his Twitter timeline.
Hey People magazine.
Welcome to our home.
Come on in. The original owner had gotten it from King George III. Come on down. We hit the basketball court around the corner.
People in Pennsylvania tell me they can't go on vacation this summer. Folks you mentioned are going off to these beautiful houses, second and third houses they've got hanging out. But that's not what's going on with many people in Pennsylvania.
That is brutal. That shows somebody who is out of touch, who claims that he cares about working people, but doesn't really have any idea what they're dealing with. You cite, high gas prices and inflation because you hear that in the news, but do you honestly understand the struggle of working Americans when you have an indoor basketball court, when you own multiple mansions? Most Americans currently can barely afford to purchase their first home, and you have multiple mansions. It's astonishing how out of touch people like Dr. Oz is. And all the hubris there, despite him being out of touch, he's not even showing any willingness to try to learn, even from fellow Republicans who are saying, hey, we don't want Fetterman to win, let us help you. But he's ignoring them. Now, another reason why, I think the true reason why Fetterman is doing so well is because he is hyper-focused on policy substance. If you look at his YouTube page, he has specific ads that he's running based on policies: legal weed, Medicare for all, LGBTQ plus rights, raising the minimum wage. And I can't play the audio for this particular ad that you're seeing on the screen, but he makes a populist appeal to workers who lost their jobs due to neoliberal policies and so-called...
I mean, honestly, I'm looking at Reddit. I searched Fetterman Reddit, and it seems to me that John Fetterman may actually be one of the most promising politicians. I mean, I've been a supporter of him since I met him in 2016, and I helped him run for lieutenant governor in 2018. I was a strong Fetterman supporter in where I live in Pennsylvania. I've been on the Fetterman train for a long time. I just think he's got it. I think he's got it. Is he going to not piss me off? No, he's going to piss me off on shit. I know he's going to piss me off on shit, but he's legitimately so outside of the mold that I could, and he's right now, he's successfully walking the tightrope between the left and generic Democrats. And that's a very, very tough thing to walk. And it's, and to come from a state like Pennsylvania, that's a very important state for the Democratic Party as far as winning the presidency, winning Congress, winning the Senate. Pennsylvania is the keystone toward their majority. So John Fetterman, representing Pennsylvania politics, it's hard to run to his right and go, you'll never appeal to moderates in states like Pennsylvania. Oh, fuck, never mind. And he doesn't have the baggage as somebody like, Sherrod Brown did.
Free trade agreements like NAFTA, whereas Dr. Oz, if you look at his YouTube page, well, it doesn't really feature any TV advertisements. Rather, he just re-uploads his appearances on Fox News. And the one ad that he posted from 9 days ago, I kid you not, is probably one of the worst ads I've ever seen. It features an endorsement from Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. And if somebody had chosen to endorse me in this way, I just disregard it because this isn't helpful. If anything, this is going to hurt Dr. Oz. Take a look.
Well, let me think of a couple of things I want to say about Oz. All right, let me just tape this. In Washington, D.C., when I feel inadequate, I just look around. On bad days, I see liars and frauds and meatheads in every direction. That's why we need Amendment Oz in the United States Senate.
Quite the ringing endorsement. I mean, imagine including that part in the ad. You have so little to say that you include the beginning of the ad in order to make time so you can see John Kennedy wonder aloud, what exactly do I say about Dr. Oz? Fuck it, I'll just wing it. Okay, he's not a meathead. We need less meatheads in DC. Support Dr. Oz. That's the best endorsement that you can come up with? Now, again, we talked about this last time, but Dr. Oz is not so subtly distancing himself from Donald Trump. So if you're avoiding...
Wait, really? I think Dr. Oz may have been the worst candidate. I even think the crazy, like, I was born a rape baby lady would have been a better candidate. Because she would have at least fired up the base. I don't think Oz fires up the base. He doesn't have that... Like, he is a television product. And he was basically carried to the win by Trump. God, he's such a piss poor candidate. What a complete loser.
Trump, you don't really want to play his ad, which is probably the strongest endorsement. So instead, you come up with this endorsement from a milquetoast Republican who probably a lot of the base views as a rhino who struggles to find a single nice thing to say about you. Really? That's all you have? Unbelievable. No wonder why Republicans are losing faith in him. Now, before, I previously stated that even if Dr. Oz is a terrible candidate and John Fetterman is a good candidate, that doesn't necessarily mean that John Fetterman is going to win, because this is an election where Republicans have a lot of momentum, and Dr. Oz could just be lucky enough to get swept up in that momentum. But things are starting to change. According to 538, Republicans still do hold a 1.6 point advantage overall, but on generic ballots, momentum has shifted in the Democratic Party's favor following the reversal of Roe v. Wade with YouGov.
I mean, this is very, very early, like, and we'll see if it sticks, you know? We'll see if it sticks. You know, Roe v. Wade, is it gonna carry to November? Is oil prices, is the economy gonna crash? Like, I don't know, man. But this is, I mean, listen, this is better than the opposite, right?
And Big Village polls, giving them a 4-point advantage on average. So if Democrats have an advantage now on generic ballots, actual popular Democrats like John Fetterman, they have a pretty solid advantage. I mean, he's in a good position to win. I'm not going to, say definitively that John Fetterman will beat Dr. Oz because, again, name recognition can go a long way. A lot can change between now and November. But just think of where this race started. Originally, at the start of this general election campaign between Fetterman and Oz, it was viewed largely as a toss-up. But then a USA Today and Suffolk University poll found that Fetterman had a 9-point advantage. And now you have Republicans vocalizing how frustrated they are with the campaign that Dr. Oz is running. He's just kind of saying, oh, Fetterman bad, gas prices bad, inflation bad, not really proposing any policy solutions, not actually making the case for himself. And anytime he tries to attack Fetterman, Fetterman just hits back 10 times harder. And Fetterman is going out of his way to clown on Dr. Oz. Look at this tweet that he shared. In response to a video that Dr. Oz posted on Twitter, Fetterman writes, pro tip, don't film an ad for your PA Senate campaign from your mansion in New Jersey. Yeah, so you have John Fetterman doing that. Meanwhile, Dr. Oz is trying to cobble together some Hillary-esque I'm with him campaign. And it's falling flat. I'm sure he's proud of his Fox News appearances, but usually candidates utilize their YouTube page to post their campaign advertisements, to explain specifically what policies they would institute to help their future constituents. But Dr. Oz isn't doing that. He's essentially just saying, hey, I'm a Republican. See, I'm on Sean Hannity again. Not working in this race. And if you want to win a campaign, if you want to run a dynamic political campaign, you've got to be able to adapt. And to the extent that Dr. Oz has adapted, he's done worse. Because, again, when you make a pivot in the general election and you move away from Donald Trump, the person who arguably got you to where you are right now, you're going to piss off a lot of voters. So the odds of you, bringing Republicans together after you spat in the faces of their base, people who like Donald Trump.
Thank you for the 5 months.
I mean, you're making that more difficult. And, if anything, you could try to put forward some policy ideas, but Dr. Oz is an out-of-touch oligarch, so he has no idea what people want to hear. So he's just saying Fetterman bad, and then whenever he brings up Fetterman, Fetterman beats him over the head and clowns on him because Dr. Oz is a clown. So I love to see this. You know, I hope that he continues to faceplant. I love that Republicans already have buyer's remorse for Dr. Oz. Hopefully, if anyone wins, I hope that it's John Fetterman, but this just kind of gives me hope that, you know, not all is lost. Maybe there's a chance that some horribly out of touch, bad faith actors, opportunists won't become members of the U.S. Senate. You know, here's hoping to that.
When you acting like a beta, call you the P word.
Is Jesse Lee Peterson like done on the internet yet? Is he done yet? Because god damn it, he's fucking obnoxious. Beta! I mean, listen, yelling beta is pretty funny. While you slept last night, this is a new tweet from John Fetterman. The PA GOP started pushing a constitutional amendment to ban the right to an abortion in PA. This is a full-on assault on women. If they succeed by this time next year, PA could have the same abortion laws as Texas. We can't let that happen. In PA and across the country, women's reproductive freedom is under attack. My opponent, Dr. Oz, would be another vote for a nationwide abortion ban. Send me to Washington, and I'll be the 51st vote on the Women's Health Protection Act to codify Roe into law. He's always based, he's always clear, and he's a great candidate. He's a great candidate. Are you watching the stream unsubbed? You're making income inequality worse. You are doing anti-praxis. We are the only Twitch stream that will not accept scam advertisers, and I will never fuck you over by selling you crap